I can't believe they did it. I seriously cannot believe they did this. We have Annatar right here. You know, who's supposed to be Sauron in disguise, who's supposed to trick the Numenorians and bring down the Numenor civilization. Then you have right here Eminem, a billion-dollar rap star, wordsmith lyricist, and can rap his pants off. What is wrong with this picture right here? Why did I make these two comparisons? Because it looks like Amazon casted Eminem in the Rings of Power. I can't believe it. They're going to fail. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Beta J. Like I left something, and I'm glad you're here. Yes, I'm glad you're here. And today we're gonna be talking about the Rings of Power trailer 3 just dropped, and they dropped a nuclear bomb again, another failure bomb at that. And this video is brought to you by Drunk 3PO, because my friend Drunk 3PO, he said this. He said they got Sauron looking like a young Eminem about to dish the new kids on the block, and he definitely right. We're going to break down why they messed up so bad. And it leads me to also believe that meteorite guy, that's going to be a young Gandalf. No such thing as a young Gandalf if you're a hardcore Tolkien fan of the books. We're going to get into that, but before we destroy this trailer, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to hit that notification bell. Because when you hit that notification bell, it makes me feel oh so good and oh so swell. And also, this is the most important thing that you need to do. Watch this video from the beginning all the way to the end. Because when you watch it just like that, what it does is it brings more people in with opinions like you who need to see this video and show Amazon Studios that they are absolutely wrong. They're going to lose a ton of money because they are destroying a masterpiece that J.R.R. Tolkien worked on. And also, before we get into this video, right by the like and dislike button, make sure to hit that super thanks button. Donations is definitely appreciated, and it does so much for my channel. Also, thank you to my memberships and my Patreons. And now let's get into the video. So, yeah, the trailer dropped, and it was brought awareness to me by Drunk 3PO, and I couldn't believe the look of Annatar. Now, if you're not familiar with Annatar, if you're new to the Lord of the Rings lore, Annatar is actually Sauron from the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit. He was the necromancer in The Hobbit. But he's always been the main protagonist within the Lord of the Rings lore. Him and Morgoth, who was his master. But when you look at the whole scope of things, the main villain was always Sauron. But in the Second Age, he disguised himself as a elf, fair-like human being called Annatar. Now, Annatar didn't have much of description in the books, but it was said that he was fair, and he might have looked like the Numenorians, who was the height, the pinnacle of being a human. Like, they was the peak. They was so much peak of being a human, they rivaled the elves when it came to just beauty of their architecture and their armor and how they look and how they present themselves. So he would have either looked fair like the elves or majestic like the Numenorians. But when you look at this picture right here, he just looked like an evil, sinister, Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady Eminem. He has that look to him, and he's not supposed to look like that. The reason why he's not supposed to look like that is because he's supposed to look friendly. He's supposed to befriend them, because around this time in the Second Age, he's going to war with the elves and men, but he gets defeated by the Numenorians because he called himself the king of all men. Now, the current Numenorian king, he thought that was a disgrace because he felt like he was the king of all men, you know? And around this time, it wasn't a woman that was over that. It was his name slips me. I can't believe I slipped his name, but I'm gonna put it on the screen right here. Alphazon. I know I screwed that up, but you know I got it closely right. I read the books, I read the lore, I know my stuff. But he is the current king. But they made him in this show a service tool guy, a guy that was assistant to the queen. This show is going to fail. Rings of Power is not going to do good, I promise you. And we already see the backlash so far. This trailer has just dropped, and you have already people complaining out there. I looked at the trailer. You're looking at the trailer right now, and it's just so much CGI feel that is very different from what Peter Jackson did, because Peter Jackson actually had people dressed up in costume, arts, humans dressed up as arts. No CGI background. It was just very beautiful stuff. But you can tell people are mad, they're angry, and they're very angry about Sauron, aka Annatar, and how he looked. And I will prove that right here in this Twitter, and you looking at it right now. This is what people had to say about Annatar in the new Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power trailer. And I'm going to quit saying Lord of the Rings too, because I'm not going to associate that crap. I mean, associate Lord of the Rings, the great stuff, with this crap right here. Let's check it out right here. Is some people say standoff. He said, looks like Eminem. He said, this ish ain't Lord of the Rings. Token love Eminem, so shows how much you know. That's pretty funny. We got Sad right here. He said, what the F is this thing? You got Patrick Bear that says, tell me you don't know what Sauron is without telling me you don't know what Sauron is. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. They don't know who Sauron is. Let's continue. I didn't know it would ever be possible to make a Lord of the Rings that was worse than those awful movies, but this looks more and more horrible by the minute. You have Zach McElroy. This show looks awful. You got Wanda. No! Where the F is the long, beautiful hair? Oh gosh, so many beautiful Sauron artwork out there. And I totally agree. If you can look around the internet, you have beautiful depictions of how Sauron was supposed to look. He was supposed to be fair, long hair, maybe had elven-like ears. He was supposed to persuade men and elves and start to twist their minds into worshiping Morgoth, his master, and turn them and twist them into going against the Valar and going to the Undying Lands and try to wage war with the Valar, which was the end of the Númenóreans. That's how the Númenóreans got destroyed. They went to the Undying Lands. The Undying Lands is where Frodo, Gandalf, all them went to towards the end of the Return of the King. No human beings was permitted to go there, and that's why they got destroyed. And Annatar was supposed to switch their minds. He was very friendly with them at first, giving them wise advice, being a wise teacher. And then he slowly, throughout the time, he started changing their minds and getting them real twisted. But I'm telling you, this show right here is going to see one of the biggest backlash known to man. You will not see a backlash like this in television in a long time, in a long while, until now on September the 2nd. You're going to see this show get obliterated, I promise you. But you guys let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this? Do you think Annatar, aka Sauron, is supposed to have this look? This is how he's supposed to look? Or do you think that they need to make changes before September 2nd hits? This is a travesty. It looks bad. It just looks bad. If it looked good, I would have admitted. But the guy looks strange. He's not supposed to look like that. You guys get back at your boy Peter J. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell, because when you hit that notification bell, it makes me feel oh so good and oh so swell. And I'm out of here. Ninja vanish.